You know, the moodiness of Kalimpong was so well captured, the atmospheric setting, और तीन बहुत ही interesting और layered characters, tension, thrills, chills, और एक के बाद एक उलझे हुए सवाल जिनके जवाब जानने के लिए हम हैं बहुत ही बेकरार, हैं कि नहीं? Yes? Okay, I'm glad. Thank you for your participation. And now that we've whetted your appetite for Jaane Jaan, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the exceptionally brilliant team that has come together to create this exciting crime thriller. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the woman who spearheaded this project for Netflix, please welcome Monica. This is a great turnout. I'm so happy to see so many of you. And I'm going to have the privilege of asking the cast here a few question and answers. I'm sure you all want to ask your own questions. We'll have time for that. And I'm going to begin, well, you know, the person center stage, Kareena. We have to ask you the first question if you don't mind. Like, I am going to start with you. So, Kareena, you've literally molded the modern avatar of the heroine, okay? You've been a game changer. You've done many, many firsts in your life. How does it feel to be debuting all over again, this time with Netflix? What has changed? How does it feel?
I think I'm more nervous than what I was 23 years ago.
You've got to be
Somehow,
kidding me.
yeah, for the first time, because I just feel like I was watching the promo even so closely on a television screen. So, you know, people watching me so close, you know, in their homes. I think it's, I don't know, I'm obviously nervous, but I know one thing for sure, that we all have worked really hard. Of course, every actor in whichever film works really hard. But I think Sujoy's made a fantastic film because I believe in him. We've been wanting to work together for, I think, over a decade. And it's just happened. And it happened thanks to, you know, my dearest friend Jayu, who's made this film along with Akshay, who had this idea actually when we were shooting Bhoot Police, and it just came up that, you know, why don't we make the book? And I was actually pregnant with Jay at that time. And we were in Dharamshala, and I was like, it was such a lovely idea. And it just, you know, everything just fell together. And when Jayu came to me and he said that, okay, we're doing the film. And Sujoy is very excited because he's been, you know, he's been with the script.
Right.
And I said, why don't we do it for Netflix? Because, you know, everyone's doing so much work on Netflix and it's so good. And you know, I don't want to be left behind. I want to do it. And he was like, yeah, yeah. And then obviously he was like, you know, he threw some actors' names and he was like, yeah, whatever. And then I was like, listen, you know, I want to work with, you know, some really amazing actors.
Unusual choices for you.
Yeah, just something. I said, you know, somebody that I can, you know, I
Yeah.
just, you know, add some sort of freshness, some I can learn from. And then he was like, yeah, yeah. And then he came back and he was like, you know, I think Jaideep would be amazing for the professor's role and Vijay for this part.
That's a dream cast right
And
there.
I was like, I just didn't even think for a second. I was like, this is it. I want to do this. I want to work with them. I want to learn from them. And I can't thank both of them enough for just, you know, just being so amazing that I would sometimes just be like in the middle of the shot, be looking at them like, and forgetting actually my lines. And I've never done that with any actors ever, because I think they're just so natural. So I think it's been like a, you know, it's just meant to be. And Netflix, I think, so amazing for making this project and giving us the opportunity to tell this beautiful story with a lot of fog.
Right, so many, many firsts. Jaideep, you're playing mathematician in this film. आप इस फिल्म में jujitsu भी कर रहे हैं. And you're playing a very enigmatic, peculiar sort of character that we can see from the promo. And it's also a sort of understated machismo वाला role. अभी तक हमने आपको बड़े outwardly machismo वाले roles में पसंद किया है. So what is it that you haven't done for the roles that you play yet? Because you obviously work so hard on every single character that you play. आप इसके बारे में बहुत सोच के करते होंगे. What is it that you haven't done or would not like to do?
नहीं ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है कोशिश ये रहती है कि कुछ नया करने को मिल जाए और जब टीम अच्छी होती है तो बहुत सारा काम आसान हो जाता है मेरा ये मानना है तो जब स्क्रिप्ट मेरे पास आई थी तो सर ने दादा ने जब सुनाया उसको तो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा ये लगा कि यार ये कहानी बहुत अलग है एंड देन आई थिंक दादा वाज वेरी स्केयर्ड कि ये मुझे बोलेंगे कि मैं ये लुक देने वाला हूँ तो आई विल डिनाई दैट एंड बट आई थिंक मेरे लिए वो हुक पॉइंट था कि ओ अच्छा इस तरह का इंसान दिखने वाला है नरेन व्यास और
So let me get this straight. किसी ने आपको बोला कि आपको 2 घंटे का प्रोस्थेटिक करना पड़ेगा रोज मेकअप. आपने कहा
नहीं,
ये बात अच्छी है मैं ये
नहीं
करता हूँ.
ये नहीं बताया गया था वो थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है बट उसको फिर से वही बात आप उस प्रोसेस में
जी.
रहते हो तो बहुत मजा आता है देन एंटायर टीम आपको हेल्प करती है वो करने में और फिर जब कास्ट ऐसी हो आपके साथ
So ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं
तो
लगा to
ज़्यादा-
say yes.
ज़्यादा
This
मेहनत
is what
नहीं
I'm
करनी-
doing.
ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती
Amazing. I have many, many questions to ask you, but I have to ask Vijay the next one. This is your 6th title with Netflix. हाँ, तो ये question तो बनता है. Do you love Netflix or does Netflix love you more? I will let Monica answer it
Before
first.
he says anything, I just want to add and counting.
Oh, really? She's not counting. I don't think anybody is. So,
I think
what is?
I
Take
think-
us through this collaboration. ये
I
कैसे
think-
हो रहा है?
I think for a break, for a good welcome break, I'm in a very healthy relationship with Netflix, and it's only growing stronger. From being a situationship to we have actual relationship now, and it's getting into I don't know, I can't say much, but there's a lot more coming on Netflix.
Monica's going to order a ring very soon then. But honestly, what was it about the film and the character that you played in the story? You looked very different. You looked really, really, upbeat. It was a role that was very different from what we've seen you in. So, what is it that attracted you to this one?
I think it was there are two things.
Huh.
So it was a role of a good police officer.
Oh, first there as well. No?
So I felt like it was a welcome change for me and all the audience who have traumatized in the past with my portrayals on screen. So this was a welcome, refreshing change for me. And second of all, I think the character demanded a certain kind of a physical prowess and skills, which my very couch-friendly body wasn't very familiar with. So I put myself in a grilling
Oh my
training
God.
for 4 months to
Wow.
get to where I had to. thanks to Sujoyda, who made it happen for me.
So let's just ask Sujoyda the next question. Uh, Wonderful trailer, exciting. Everyone's looking forward to it. Yes? Wow. Okay. Chalo, itna bhi. I want to ask you one thing. You've always said, and I've heard you say somewhere before, that at the core, Jaane Jaan is a romance. It's a love story. How difficult is it to have the love story come through when your plot is constantly twisting and turning? You know, you have actually married two very, very important spaces together. How difficult is it to craft something like that?
In this case, it was a little easy because, you know, I had that book in my hand. You know, I was given it on a plate. So it was just a process of taking it and adapting it. But the focus was, for me, it was always a love story. You know, when you read the book, people
Yeah.
tell you it's a thriller, it's a murder mystery, it's ye hai, wo hai, alana falana dimkara. But mere liye this was just pure love story, you know, a man who would do anything for love, and he didn't expect anything in return. That's the bit which I had, you know, a difficulty to, because I'm not like that. No, but, you know, so this character was amazing and unique, and I needed somebody, you know, I needed my King Kong to come in to give his unrequited love, and Jaideep came in, and then, of course, Karina was there to take the character to another level. Then Vijay took on the mantle of three characters and made them into one. And yeah, actually, they are the one who made it so easy, you know. I just wrote
That was
it.
going to be my next question to you as a director. How does your job get really easy when you have, you know, maestros of the craft
Amazing
sitting with
easy.
you? I mean, you
मैंने
can
कुछ किया ही नहीं.
evolve the story into what you like because you've got guys who are going to do it for you.
Yeah, amazingly. With these three, it was just a cakewalk. You know, I just gave them the character. I probably wrote the character at 2. They took it to 200. And they made the character. They took responsibility, the accountability. सब कुछ लिया इन्होंने. सब कुछ किया. I just wrote it and ये ले भाई character ले. But thanks to all these three, the film is what is you see. You know. The film belongs to them, to Obik and to Urvashi, and they are the one who made the film.
Wow.
You know, my editor, my cinematographer, and these three amazing, amazing people. Yeah.
Okay, lots of questions to ask, but Jayu and Akshay, I'm going to get the next one to you. How did Jaane Jaan happen? How did you put it together? This is quite a stellar coming together, and as a producer, you've managed to pick the best and put it together and make a wonderful film out of it. So how was it, how did it come about for you guys?
All Sujoy. Sujoy was very clear from day one of how he wants to make the film. I think he's been living with the film for quite some time. So I think it is in his blood, the film. So he was very clear of where he wants to shoot it, how he wants to shoot it, who should be in the film. So in fact, he made it easier. We just had to make
Sign the
sure his
checks?
vision gets, he gets everything to make the film.
Amazing. Akshay, what about you? How did the whole partnership come together?
So Sujoy and I had made a film before this together.
Right, of course. So
and,
it was a natural.
And then we were discussing what to do next for the longest time. And then when this came up, Jayu and I decided to put this together for
Lucky
us.
for the film then.
Yeah.
Okay, Monica, you know, what is it about murder mysteries and thrillers that people love so much? Like, what is it about it, and why are audiences all across the world, you know, gravitating so much to this genre, this space? I mean, I thought, you know, it would be nice to shed some light on it and why we are so attracted when we're sitting to watch something saying, okay, let's watch this. You know, this title looks great. It's a thriller, mystery.
Actually, you're right, Minnie. It's one genre that is consumed so much. Like, and from a global Netflix perspective, this is one genre where film, series, anything which really taps into, you know, human curiosity and mystery that you have to unravel. Streaming is all about, you know, of course there's lean forward, like there's lean back viewing, but crime and mystery and thrillers are very lean forward viewing. And as human beings, we love that intensity, wanting to know what happened. So I think Janeja was just it's such a beautiful and heady mix, I would say, of romance and crime and amazing characters that, the three of them have brought to the screen. Each of them, like I can't think of, anyone else playing Maya D'Souza. Like Karina is Maya and Maya is Karina. And, Naru and Vijay's character is the cop who looks very sweet, but we
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, who knows who's good, who's bad? Everybody has shades of gray, and when they come together, there's a heady cocktail that happens, and that's the story that Sujoy has woven, and that's the story that I think Jayu and Akshay, and by the way, I want to just call out that this is our first time partnering with Jayu and Akshay, and it has been such a wonderful partnership, such a giving partnership that we've had. It's been truly collaborative, and I really hope you'll work with Netflix again, both of you. And Sujoy, of course, and all of you. I mean, we are not letting you guys go anywhere, just like Vijay has been doing. I think all of you, we are going to ensure that we tie you guys down to Netflix. We're so happy about the
I
way
can tie them
Janeja.
up.
Sorry?
I can tie them up.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
your
yeah.
agent. He's special.
Of course. I mean, last
Ghar ka
time,
aadmi.
yeah, he got tied up last time in the chair on
As a revenge.
yeah, as a revenge, he can tie everybody else up. So I think Janeja has really come together in such a smoldering and such a brilliant way that I think it just dishes the core of the genre. जो सबको crime और mystery thrillers में जो भी appeal करता है, that's like absolute center of plate. So, it just keeps you hooked there. So I'm very excited.
Amazing. So picking up from what Monica just said about Karina, about her, playing Maya D'Souza, I thought you looked so comfortable playing, Maya D'Souza, which is also very unlike what we've seen, Karina doing in films. It was almost like you were in the skin of the character. You looked the part. You felt comfortable. I wanted to know what exactly was, apart from the fact that Sujoy was directing it and he was excited about the story. As an actor, what was it about her character that really appealed to you to play it?
I personally enjoy watching thriller, crime,
Okay.
Mystery. That's generally my go-to, even when I'm watching Netflix or whatever. I'm steered towards that. So when I read this story, I was like, I think it's just amazing because it's out of a personal choice. I think जब आप खुद ऐसी films देखते हो या ऐसी shows देखते हो, you are more wanting to kind of do that. So what better to be debuting on Netflix than with a thriller? So it was like a kind of a instant kind of a feeling.
So you didn't have second thoughts about it. You were going to do it the moment you read it.
Yeah, for sure. And also, of course, I've loved Sujoy's work and we've always wanted to work together. Like I said, for over a decade, we've been back and forth. And
So this was.
see,
this-
finally I worked with you, Sujoy.
I mean, she rejected, about 100 scripts?
Is that right? So you got the right one.
Yeah.
Well, all's well that
Finally.
ends well, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Jaideep, आपके लिए film बहुत ही, it's been very unusual. And like we were talking about a little earlier, your look in this is very authentic, okay? And I believe that आपको 2 घंटे का prosthetic Sujoy ने करवाया. And I just want to know, एक actor की शिद्दत होती है for sitting 2 hours before shoot every single day to put on that makeup. How difficult is it
And
to
it's
do
like-
something
this-
like this?
Look at his
It's one
glorious
thing to
crowning
do-
glory.
For once,
मतलब उसको रोज छुपाना.
It's one thing to do lot of makeup to look pretty.
yeah, it's a lot of
And
makeup to
another
look
thing,
unpretty.
another thing to sit in front of the mirror for 2 hours and look like that.
Basically, he said that he's looking ugly in the movie.
No, but it is very unusual. So,
Basically, that you're looking ugly in the movie. He's saying that too.
I didn't say that. I love Jaideep.
Yeah, we all love
so what is the story behind this look? I'm going to put this question to Jaideep and Sujoy. It's a very unique look. You've taken a man with a full head of hair and given him like a stressed out look. So, What was it behind the look of this character? I was very intrigued when I saw it, honestly.
It was in the book.
It was already sketched out,
In the book.
the look,
In the book, yeah.
and you followed it to the T.
Yeah. And he agreed. He agreed.
I would have done it.
He didn't even blink an eyelid.
Dada told me it's a love story. Beauty was वाला beast वाला मामला है. मैंने कैसे बनाओगे? मैंने like मेरे पास एक look है. And I know he was very scared कि ये बताऊंगा और ये मना करने वाला है. But it
बाद में
was
बताया.
amazing. Just looking those pictures, मैंने कहा ये करने में मजा आएगा. And then there is a beauty. ये possible नहीं कि उसके प्यार में ना पड़ा जाए.
Of course.
तो वो बहुत आसान पार्ट था. बीस्ट इन्होंने बना दिया था.
That's amazing. Vijay, or to you, every time I see your name in the cast of a film, I'm waiting to be surprised. I'm like, I don't know which version of Vijay Varma we're going to see. So, what are the surprises that the audience can expect? I'm not asking you to give the suspense away, but what is it that we can look forward to Vijay Varma doing in Janaman in this?
I think it's really a completely new take on what I've done in the past. I've completely stayed away from what I had created before. It's a very new version of me, and on screen. And actually, you've seen the trailer, so there are glimpses of some action shoot. There's glimpses of certain kind of a presence which I didn't have before. So that is new, and I also feel like the dynamics between the three of us is something that people have never seen before. So that's very new and fresh. I have a very long and loving relationship and friendship with Jaideep. We go back a long way.
FTI days?
Yeah, we went to the same class at the film school.
You were on the same batch?
Yeah. So so as soon as I knew Jaideep is in the film and there's Kareena in it, I was like, I'm sold. I'll get to hang out with my friend, my old pal, and I get to hang out with this incredible gentleman, Sujoy Ghosh, who's very thoroughly entertaining. I call him Bengali British.
Perfect.
And we got to work with the goddess
Herself. Who is going to say no to that? But just a little bit more about the fact that these two are classmates from FTII. Do you guys prep together? Is there a sense of rivalry, competition, especially that we have we have a unique situation कि आप दोनों को एक ही फिल्म में हम देख रहे हैं. Did you prep together for this film?
जैसे मुझे भी पता चला था कि विजय वो कर रहा है, मेरे लिए बहुत आसान हो गया था क्योंकि मुझे अब उस पार्ट को तैयार करने की, उस रिलेशनशिप को तैयार करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जेन्युइनली जरूरत नहीं है, because it's been like 15-17 years we know each other. क्लास में रोज एक दूसरे से काम करके साथ में काम किया है, फिल्में देखी हैं, टीचर्स की गालियाँ खाई हैं, तो वो सब हम उस प्रोसेस से साथ में निकले हैं. सो द मोमेंट यू नो कि आपका कोई एक्टर ये है जिसको आप कुछ भी बोलोगे, कुछ भी बात करोगे, किसी तरह से भी डिज़ाइन करोगे, इट्स लाइक इम्प्रोविजेशन का एक रूल होता है, यू कांट से नो टू इट बेसिकली. तो उस पार्ट को बिल्कुल भी तैयार करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. द मोमेंट आई सी विजय, आई नो कि हाँ ये हो जाएगा.
So basically, you guys are going to be the new age Jay and Veeru. Any director who casts you has half the work done.
जय और विजय तो है ही नाम में.
हाँ, वीरू करने की जरूरत नहीं, जय विजय भी हो सकता है.
Perfect. There you have it. Perfect. So Joy, I'm going to ask you a question I've been dying to ask you. Okay, we know that where you shoot the film becomes a really important character in all the films that you do. We saw what you did with Calcutta when you did Kahani. And now you've shot it in beautiful Kalimpong. The film has, an amazing moody setting. So what was it about Kalimpong that helped you, take the story forward? It's very important to know that. Why did you choose that?
See, when you read the book, it's kind of set in a small hamlet of Tokyo. So I needed that. I needed a small place which is very academic, where there's this man teaching maths to a high school, and where a mother is trying to, restart her life. So it all fell into place in Kalimpong, where you could create a world like that, and in comes another man looking for another man. So too many men, one woman. And Kalimpong gives me that mystery, you know, that little hilly, the fog. And I think that's very important to have in the kind of thriller that we are trying to set in Jaane Jaan. And I knew that terrain. You know, I know that terrain very well. It's hometown. So it also...
So you loved it. And you shot the entire film in,
Yeah.
from start to finish in one location.
Yes.
You know, that brings me to another question. Akshay, maybe I should ask you the question. Sometimes you just know when a film is, you know, sprinkled with fairy dust. You know that magic is happening on the set and everything is going to be aligned just so and it's going to be a wonderful film. At what point, I'm going to be a little forward and say, at what point did you know that you had magic happening on the sets? I know for a fact because it's a wonderful film.
I think on day one only when we started, and the thing with Sujoy is that once the film starts, there's no worry left for the producer. It's all his problem then. He takes it forward completely.
Okay.
So on day one, I think we knew that this is going to go the way it is planned. And Sujoy knows Kalimpong. We were going for the recce to Kalimpong actually, and he had said we'll go for 7 days. And the recce got over in like 6 hours. Because everything was planned in his head. I'm going to shoot this here, I'm going to shoot this there, I'm going to shoot here.
Amazing.
And it was all planned actually before the recce.
Okay, so dream team vibes.
Yeah, completely.
Okay. Okay. Kareena, I want to ask you a question which I'm sure everyone's going to jump and ask you. Okay, you are the queen of spontaneity. Okay, everyone's seen you. You know, you bring your, you know, your first foot forward is that of being a spontaneous actor. Whereas you're working now with these two actors who are, you know, FTII. They know each other. They work. They, you know, all of that. How did the chemistry, you know, how did it work out between two? Who intimidated who is what I want to know.
They intimidated me because they were so prepared that I was like, you know, and anyway, I had gone with the thought. Saif had already told me, he's like, listen, this is not ke tum band se makeup laga ke set pe jaake dialogue bologe. He's like, please stop this attitude because you are working with Jaideep Ahlawat and Vijay Verma. Be prepared. They are going to be improvising and doing everything. And I was like,
No
yeah.
stress, no
So he
pressure.
was like, you better be on your toes because, you know, ye nahi hai ke it's like a picnic. So he had warned me. So I was like, anyway, I have to be a little more like, you know, jaise ke student when you go na, to the class, you have to constantly like be alert. He's like, stop being that backbencher and now aage aake thoda kuch karo. I said, yeah, I have to. So I was like constantly watching them that it was, you know, because I know that like Jaideep is always so like prepared and, you know, composed. Obviously that was his character. Vijay, I've realized, is a bit like me in the sense he's laughing and everything on the set and whatever, but his every take is different from the other. But it's also very thought of. I can tell that he's like thought of everything that the way he's going to say it, what's going to happen. So I think just being in that environment, I was also on my toes and I'm so happy that I was because I think an actor should constantly be threatened by other actors on set.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's just going to be, you know. So it's nice to have that slight alertness around, like, okay, whatever, what's happening, I should also be prepared. Is he going to, like, give me a look? Is he going to be, you know, what's going to happen slightly different? So I think the whole process was, but we all three were really prepared, I think. मेरे बारे में भी कुछ अच्छा बोलो सब आपके बारे में अच्छा बोल रहे हैं हाँ
It was lovely intimidating.
FTII and all तो then I'm like मेरे बारे में भी बोलो
वो
यार
FTII है ना फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की वो
आप
है
कितनी तैयारी करके आ जाओ सेट पे जब आप करीना कपूर के सामने खड़े होते हो जब आपको उनकी आंखों में देख के लाइन बोलनी पड़ती है ना तो कैमरा भी हिलता है आके तो आदमी छोड़ दो आप तो बड़े बड़े लोगों को हिलते देखा है मैंने
so I'm just
So-
like I'm just very happy that I was with them
I want to thank Saif Ali Khan
यार
because
he तो
अगर वो
scared
नहीं
me.
होते तो इनको पता भी नहीं होता ये कौन है ये लड़के ने
थैंक्स
watching
सर
everything
I can imagine this conversation in a
yeah
room.
so I was like terrified I'm like oh my god what's going to happen
Okay, there are many questions that are going to come to you from, you know, every September, जिसका इंतजार हमें रहेगा. So thank you so much once again for being here today, and I really hope that you guys will stay on